Oh, good. Glad somebody did.
Okay. You ready, Amanda? Amanda, will you do a roll call to order and establish a quorum for the City of Perkins regular meeting Tuesday, April 14th, 2026?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes.
We need to stop. We can pray with me, please. Father, we just come to you tonight and we pray your blessings upon this meeting. I pray that the five of us will make the decisions that will best help this city. I pray for wisdom. And Father, I thank you for our guests in the room. I pray that they all have a safe trip home. And thank you for their company. In Jesus' precious name, I pray you protect our police, our emergency management tonight, and our firefighters. In Jesus' name, amen. Join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, number 4, consideration, discussion, and possible action to declare a vacancy for Ward 2 and vacancy in Ward 4.
Yes, so the motion needs to be that by reason of no candidates filing for the offices of Ward 2 and Ward 4, we are considering a vote declaring there to be vacancies in those 2 wards. All 5 of you will vote on that. Once that is done, you, Ms. Dickerson, Mr. Henninger, you guys don't get to vote on the next 2 items. So we will declare the vacancy. There will be down to 3, and then we will take up items 5, 6, and 7. And then once that's done, we will be back to a 5-member board with 2 interim commissioners who are appointed until the next general election in the city. So whenever the next 2 seats are up, you will actually all 4 be up. And then at that election, you will be voted in to serve the remainder of the term that would have finished had you all filed earlier this year. Make sense? Mayor?
Listen, Mary. I had a little anxiety trip right there. That was a lot. I make a motion to declare a vacancy in Ward 2, a vacancy in Ward 4 for the City of Perkins, based upon the fact that there was no one that filed on the filing date in February.
I'll second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes.
Consideration, discussion, and possible action to appoint Justin Henninger as interim commissioner to Ward 4.
We need a motion from one of the 3 remaining commissioners to appoint Mr. Henninger to serve as an interim commissioner for Ward 4 until such time as an election is held in the City of Perkins to fulfill the remainder of the term. If one of you will just say so moved, she can write that down as your motion.
Until such times.
Until such time as a general election.
I'll take it. I'll wait for her to get her finished writing it down.
Sir.
Did you feel the glare?
Yeah, I felt that. I felt the presence coming.
My ears are red. It's hard not to be sarcastic.
Oh, just sarcastic. Sarcastic.
Is that right?
Correct.
Awesome. I got it.
So moved.
Thank you.
I second it.
So moved.
I did because I listened to the lawyer that's present.
I've had of attorneys
All right.
today.
Me too.
Second, and then you just
Mayor?
vote.
Yes.
All right. Jason?
Yes.
Veronica?
I was fixing to say y'all better say yes. Number 6, consideration, discussion, and possible action to appoint Sarah Dickerson as interim commissioner to Ward 2.
And it'll be the same motion, the same language as before, except for Ward 2 instead of Ward 4. And the same 3 of you can vote. Justin, you can't because you're not sworn in. And then we will administer the oath of office, and then we're back to 5. So if I can get a motion, we will use the same language for both.
So moved.
Second.
Mary?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes. You are so screwed.
Down there.
Number 7, oath of office, Ward 2 interim commissioner Sarah Dickerson and Ward 4 interim commissioner Justin Henniger. Let's go, sis.
Down there on the floor.
I got it.
Try and be serious and not laugh. You're listed first.
Yep, you are.
Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Sarah Dickerson,
I, Sarah Dickerson,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Oklahoma,
and that I will not
and that I will not
knowingly receive directly or indirectly
I will knowingly not receive or I will not knowingly receive directly or in
any money or other valuable thing
any money or any valuable things
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty.
for the performance or
Non-performance
non-performance
of any act
of
or
any
duty
act or duty
pertaining to my office
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear or affirm
I further swear or affirm
that I will faithfully discharge my duties as city commissioner
that I will faithfully discharge my duties as commissioner
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Come on, Justin. Wait, hang on, the pink thing's gonna get in my way. Here, that's yours. I, Justin Henniger,
I, Justin Henniger,
do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support, obey, and defend
I'll support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of
the
Oklahoma,
Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of Oklahoma.
and that I will not
I will not
knowingly receive, directly or indirectly,
knowingly receive, directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty
for the performance or non-performance of any act of my duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear or affirm
Further swear or affirm
that I will faithfully discharge my duties as city commissioner
I'll faithfully discharge my duties as city commissioner
to the best of my
to
ability.
the best of my ability.
Do they need to sign something before we continue?
Will there be cake?
Not this time, only when I retire. Could be next month, come join us. Okay. Thank you for your advice. David? Who took my pen?
Sarah did.
I do not have a pen. Is it mine?
Okay, continue. Number 8, consideration and discussion on consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Second.
Mary?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes. Moving on to number 10, 9 is passed. Consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding the City of Perkins operating budget for fiscal year 2025-2026. Bob, Rachel?
So everybody has their handy dandy budget packet that looks like this. Do you want me to kind of hit the high points in it, or do you want to ask me questions? What do you prefer?
Highlights.
Highlights, okay. All right, so I'm gonna skip the first page where it lists all the funds, and I'm gonna skip the cover page where it just talks about what's required by the state. regarding budget. So we're gonna move to number one. The 2027 budget reflects the 37.3 increase overall for this current year's budget. The reason that there's such a huge decrease is that we have expended quite a bit of the OWRB ARPA Act funds for the water tower lift station projects. We've expended most of the Environmental Protection Agency grant for the sanitary sewer system assessment. We have paid the matching funds that are required for the TAP grant for the sidewalks. We bought a backhoe. We've got the planned expense for getting the lead and copper corrosion control treatment stations taken care of, the 2 collapsed sewer lines, and then the expenditure of the lease purchase funds, most of them for the Park and Rec Department. So we got big piles of money this year. We did a good job of spending them. That's why there's such a humongous decrease. On the next page, number 2, is a chart that shows you a sample of some cost increases by percentage and dollar amount. Just wanted to hit some of the highlights. Health insurance, we were very lucky this year when our health insurance went up only 12.4%. We were actually really lucky. One of my works in HR groups sent out a question, and most of the cities are seeing 24 to 32% increases. So we did well. I'm excited, even though it's still a lot of money. Our employees last year took on sharing the cost of that for the first time, I think ever, at least the first time since I've been here. And they're going to help take on a little bit more of that this year. It's $100 a month. That'll be increasing to $110 a month for the employees' health insurance. But it still leaves an additional, like $9,000 more for the city. Computer software continues to go up. You know, everything now is Microsoft 365, which is a monthly payment for every computer that we put on it. Thanks, Microsoft. Contract services continue to go up. Property and liability insurance last year, I got it later on, it went up 20-something% last year. I budgeted for another 15% increase. I don't know if that's actually going to cover it or not. I don't get those numbers until later in May, so fingers crossed. Utilities, huge. Our Oklahoma Municipal Retirement Fund pension, which is what everybody except fire department, police department, and Bob is on, that went up like 0.5%, which doesn't sound like much, but it's a kind of a chunk of change. It's $17,000. So in just some samples, you can see that our increased costs for just operating, I'm estimating to be $159,000 more, which is everything. The next page, I've talked about sales tax receipts. You can see some historical data there. Our receipts for this year increased 4.3% over last year. I've put in a 6.7% increase this year because you got Taco Bell online. Duncan, we hope, is coming, but that'll be late next year. Ace, we hope, is coming, but that'll be late next year. We've got all the planned building, which the residential building, so I think that's going to bring in a pretty good chunk of change, hopefully. So you can just, take a look at those numbers. On the next page, I always like to include this, that this is basically how much in 2 cents, the 2 cents part of our sales tax is all I use because capital everything's relative, right? It's all a ratio, so I just stick with the 2 cents. But with our population of 3,205, which is what it was in the 2020 census, it's an average of $23 a month that people spend in order to generate that amount of sales tax. Or, excuse me, they pay an average of $23 in sales tax to generate our 2 cents in sales tax and what we budget. So that's just sort of for you to take a look at and see that it's been pretty steady for several years now. There's not a lot of big increases, and that's just because we haven't had a lot of new business. So hoping with all these new things that are coming to town, we'll get some more money. On the next page where it says number 4, use tax receipts. Now, use tax is the tax that's charged when you order something and it's delivered here. So we had a crazy amount of use tax this year, comparatively speaking. It went up 27%, and we had some really, really big months with big ticket, like one fee, because I can go into Oklahoma Tax Commission and see what company paid what. So I think a lot of these really large chunks probably came from the building of the Iowa Tribes facilities, the new on-queue at 177 and 33, because I know one of them was like a fueling system. So I felt like they were one-time things. They weren't, I didn't feel like I could do that much of an upward increase because I felt like those are big things that came in one time and won't come in again. So that's why, even though we went up 27.2%, you'll see that use tax I budgeted at like a negative 11% compared to this year, because I just don't think we're gonna get that much money this year. And I hope I'm wrong, and that would be super exciting. But that's how I came at that, arrived at that number. Number 5, we've got some one-time sources of funding, finishing out the EPA grant, the PIDA library loan, Parks and Rec lease purchase, the water tower lift station projects. Because I know that these projects are not gonna be finished by the end of the year, I just had to pick a moment in time, put in a number in the budget, and go with it. And then in July, as you know, we always do a lot of budget amendments because we have to square everything up. So if you look at something and think, oh my gosh, that seems like a lot of money or not enough money to carry over, I just picked a number. So that's the deal on those. Items of note by fund, I don't know that there's really much to talk about in Fund 1. It kind of is what it is. Number 2, I did include increased water and sewer rates, which we're going to get into a little more in the Public Works meeting. There is an excess revenue amount of $81,555. Again, we'll get more of that in Public Works. And I don't have a budgeted amount for debt service for any new loan at this time. But again, we can talk about those more when we get to Public Works. Fund 3 on the next page. I don't have a capital improvement plan, as I think we talked about last month. Because of all of these projects that are ongoing, it just seemed a futile thing to do to try to create a capital improvement plan for right now, and then everything is finished and basically redo it in July. So we're gonna try to be creating one in July for you all to take a look at in August, and hopefully we'll have some things wrapped up by then, so we have a better idea of what capital improvement monies we're gonna
There's
have.
been a lot of things accomplished already.
So many things, and some,
Too many in the works.
and with the potential debt service, that would affect a lot of things in terms of put it in this column, put it in that column, so. Fund 5 is so different from every other year when it's like $1,892, because this year it has all of those library funds in it, so that's why that's such a big difference. I don't think anything else really. There's a bunch of change. Sales tax library, Fund 10, there are funds budgeted to service the debt for the PIDA loan, and in Fund 12, Parks and Rec sales tax, funds are budgeted to service the debt for the lease purchase. We already talked briefly about health insurance, wages. We have tried to include a 5% pay increase for staff. No one got a raise last year, so this would be a good time to give raises. And you can see some other details there. We do have longevity pay included again, and that is at $100 per year of service for full-time staff members, $25 per year of service for part-time staff members. We're not asking for any changes in staffing. Franchise fees revenue are listed there, not necessarily something to talk about. Talked about property insurance. The solid waste resolution, which you do have on the agenda, Public Works has on its agenda, does include a 1.4% increase, which is contractual through Davis Sanitation. And surplus funds are estimated. I can really only accurately calculate those after June 30th when bank accounts are reconciled. I've done my best to include like things that we've pulled into the budget this year and subtract them out. So that's in your packet every month where there's the column where it says these things are subtracted. So that's kind of that for that piece of it. The rest of it is a bunch of numbers, fund revenues as part of the total budget. the prior year surplus funds that are included in the budget, which are pretty minimal. And what those are intended for, there are the fund transfers and how those work. Staffing information, the ARPA funding, I am delighted to announce that we spent our last piece of ARPA money on March 31st, I think. And the reporting dates are April 1 to March 31. So we got that in, and then in the coming months, we'll have to do one little final report. But that's done and spent in a timely fashion, because it had to be spent by December 31. So, and then all of the other documents that are required, the budget, the 3-year budget for revenue and expense, and the projected numbers, that's all in back there. Does anybody have questions, or is there something I can explain that maybe makes so much sense to me and makes 0 sense to people who don't do it all day long?
So basically, we're budgeting for a little over 6 million. That excludes the ARPA money. Is that correct?
The OWRB ARPA money?
Yeah, that.
The Iowa Tribe stuff?
Iowa Tribe.
It depends on which page we're looking at, if it's included, or if it's some of the comparison pages I subtracted.
You had one page where it was,
Yeah, that one.
yeah.
So this is the month where we just talk about it, answer questions, I make any changes that you all want to make.
WORB has to be spent in a certain amount of time too, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it's the same thing because it's ARPA money, it's just the ARPA money that came through OWRB. So I believe they want us wrapping up by like August 31st.
They want it this summer.
Yeah. But I believe Michael and Bob have been talking and they feel like it's gonna be on track, right?
It's gonna,
Should be.
that's what I heard, is that everything's on the right path to being completed. The lift station is complete, right?
Yes.
Commissioners, you have any questions for Bob or Rachel?
Do a great job of putting this together with what you have to work with.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that.
So, David, is there no action on this? It's just
Right, this is,
listening and going forth into the night?
yeah.
Okay.
This is just the presentation, the opportunity for you to tell me that you want something different and me to make changes. The formal presentation is in May, so that's when I will do the advertising and it'll have the public hearing and that'll be the vote on it, and it's set in stone until we change it all in July.
Well, thank you. All right. Commissioners, any questions before we move on? Number 11.
Mayor, if it's all right with you, I'd like to request that we move agenda item number 19 up to now so that we can have our executive session and get Mr. Moon back on the road, if that's all right with you all.
Do we need to just,
We would need a motion to consider item number 19 at this time.
what agenda is he on?
City.
Down here at the bottom? Okay. Yeah. So our guest here tonight, we're gonna have to adjourn for a little bit and then we'll ask you to come back in.
We will need a vote on going in.
Yeah. Number 18, vote.
I'll make a motion to adjourn into executive session.
I second it.
6:30. Who's seconding?
He seconded.
Mayor,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Sarah, Jason, Veronica.
Yes.
I think I answered for somebody else a while ago.
That was me.
Sorry.
Yeah, you'll leave. Mayor, you wanted me to stay for this in the past, but my feelings
Yeah,
are
stay.
free to go, whatever you want.
Stay.
Are we shut off?
Amanda, did you turn what?
Bill Bennett. He'd probably watch it at home.
All right, I make a motion to reconvene in our regular meeting.
Second.
Mayor,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Veronica?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Right away.
I make a motion to move to item agenda number 17.
So we're gonna move now to 17.
Second.
Sure. Why not?
All right, number 17. Or did you take a vote?
We can take a vote on that.
And we didn't, I'm sorry, we did not get who did the motion. I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Motion is by the mayor, second by Justin.
Thank you. Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Veronica?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
I almost said, what do you want? But consideration, discussion, and possible action to acknowledge receipt of letters of interest and to designate a selection committee to fill the Parks and Recreation Board 1 position, term ending December 31st, 2027. Do we have anybody here who'd like to speak? We have how many entries?
Parks and Rec Director Trent.
6.
And Mayor, Amanda told a couple of them if they wanted to go because of the weather, they should go. So don't hold them.
Okay, I'll hold against them. We're gonna do this the same way we did all the other ones, right?
I'm unsure.
That's the way we,
David suggested that, we already publicized it. We've gotten the letters of interest, and then David suggested a selection committee.
in the past, we were the ones that in the selection committee.
And that you will decide, but unless you want it to, it's totally up to you, but David has suggested a selection.
Since we've already done it that way, we should probably stick to that. Because all the other boards, we did it that way for all the other boards. And I don't know, commissioners, speak up.
Because we have multiple letters of interest in this will give you all an opportunity to review them ahead of time, and then we can have a discussion and make a selection at the next meeting. But this way, we don't have to put anybody on the spot and make a choice right at the moment. So that's why I recommended that we go forward like this.
So we're just gonna listen to the ones that wanna speak tonight, and then what?
That is up to you.
I mean, did you want us to make a selection tonight, or you want us to?
It is not my intention to make a selection tonight.
Okay.
If you want to hear from the ones that are here, you can do that, but then I would suggest you afford the others who left for the weather an opportunity to do so also.
Need to
So
wait another month?
that would be my recommendation, yes.
Okay. Right. Commissioners, anybody? Okay, sounds good to me. I wouldn't want to. So who do we have here tonight that would like to speak?
Go ahead. Ladies first.
I am Haley.
Come up to the podium. Tell us your name and your address. Sorry.
My address?
Uh-huh. It's right down the road, you'll figure it out.
I'm Haley Holtman. Used to be Harper. I live 2 blocks that way at East Thomas, 21 East Thomas. If you're looking, come say hi. A little bit about me, my family. My parents are from around here. My mom works at the courthouse. My dad is running for County Commissioner of District 1. My brother is Payne County Sheriff. My sister and her family live in town. Actually, sad. A little bit about me. I've been married almost 14 years. We've lived here 13 of the 14 years. My little boy is 4. He'll start school in August. I work at Kinnon's in Stillwater for almost 11 years. My background, I started going to school here in 7th grade. I played ball for Carla, and I've done sports my whole life. It's who I am, it's what I love. Like I said, I went to school here, graduated in 2008, got all-state in softball in 2008, 7 technically, since this is the fall season. Basketball, went on to college, played softball in college for 4 years, played 1 year of basketball, and after
What's
marriage,
your degree?
health and fitness promotion.
Promotion?
Yeah, health and fitness promotion, bachelor's degree. And that is pretty much sums up me. We are members of First Baptist Church. I'm at OSU. Like I said, I work at Kinnon's, and I'm just trying to get a little bit more involved. As my son grows older, he plays t-ball. We coach t-ball. We've got a little bit more involved in wrestling this last year, so my husband is going to be on the wrestling board committee there, and we're just looking to get a little more involved.
Commissioners, you have any questions for Haley? Crickets? Haley, thank you for your time. I do apologize for the wait, but I do understand why we need to wait so that we can give other people the opportunity to speak. You should probably find you a Freddy hole here in a little while. Thank you. Thanks for the wait, for waiting that long. And Mr. Drake was here, but he had to leave. And who do we have next? Come on up. Haley, you can stay. I wasn't gonna run you off.
Good evening. So I will say, I do not have the Perkins background that Haley does. I am not from here. Originally, I am from Alva, Oklahoma, Northwest Oklahoma. Born and raised there.
What's your name and address?
I'm so sorry.
You're fine.
I get nervous.
I get nervous too, but I got used to it.
My name is Jake Phillips, and my address is 2310 Trio Ranch Drive. That is a Stillwater address, as you'll hear.
So you work at Oklahoma Career Tech?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I do. My wife and I actually both work at Oklahoma Career Tech. I've been there for 3. She has been there. This is her 6th year. Not where I thought I was going to end up in life, for sure. I actually went to high school in Alva, was part of the Parks and Rec there, actually worked for them for a while, and was going to coach the rest of my life. And I got to do that for 13 years. I coached fast pitch softball, girls basketball, slow pitch softball, junior high baseball, whatever they ended up throwing at me. I took it on and went with it. That was at Newcastle for about 10 years, and then I really don't want to say the other town that I was in, but I was about 20 miles that way for about 3 years. I was in Cushing, and I know, that's why I said I didn't want to say it. I know. But believe you me, as soon as that is a big part of the reason why I'm at the Department of Career Tech now, there was an opportunity to move on and get out of that orange, though I do like the orange over there, there's a hole and I'm just digging myself further in it as I can.
No, you're fine.
But my wife and I we have settled in here. We bought a home. Our mother-in-law moved up. She's 5 houses down from us. And this is home from now on. My little girl Etta will be starting pre-K with Haley's son. And we're excited about that, excited for her to be a little demon, even though sometimes we think she already is. And then Veda, our other, she's 4 months old, and she'll obviously be a demon as well. And we just look forward to that. And this coaching has been my lifelong passion, and the Parks and Rec has been a lifelong passion for me, and I feel very blessed to now be in the role that I'm in. But I would love to be able to give back and be a part of this, especially as my kiddos grow up.
So, I don't want to speak for you, but I should have asked this of Haley too. So if you weren't to make it on this one position.
I know, right?
I mean, when we started all this 4 years ago, there was 9 people for 5 positions. I still see that you're the type of man and you're probably the type of woman that still be involved and still help.
Absolutely. Just like Haley, I actually coach Edda's team as well. We're the Mean Green. I think we played you all the other night.
Oh, okay. Type of man, sorry.
Yeah. Do what?
Have we met?
I don't think so. Have we? Yes?
I'm scaring him.
Were you assistant for Mike Crosley?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Cross and I we won 2 titles together.
Yeah,
And-
okay, whatever.
Yeah, yes. Yep. Were you with, hold on. Were you the head coach? No. You would have been, were you with, who were you with?
I'll give you one guess.
Okay, that's enough said.
I was on a committee with Mike.
Were you really?
Yeah, you coached against her.
When did you graduate? No, I was still in.
After that?
I was in college. Yeah, it was after that. I was with Mike from about 2011 to 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Huh? He's younger than me?
Remember, she said that. Just remember that.
No, you have very good references. It's very nice to meet you, Jay.
Very nice to meet you as well. And
Very
yes, I will
entertaining.
still be I will definitely be a part and if it's not me and another one opens up, I'll look for that too, so. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for
The rest
staying.
of y'all have questions?
No, I'm sorry, but as soon as I saw your references, I was like, whoa, no.
Charles is a really good guy.
Oh, yes, he is. He's very good at softball. I respect him immensely. I hate it when your pass catches up with you, man.
Walked into that one.
I did, didn't I?
Straight up open that door.
Straight up, didn't I? Okay. So we're gonna have a pass on this, and it needs to be on the next agenda next month so that we can give these other gentlemen an opportunity to speak. And then we'll go back up to number 11. I'll wait for you.
Do we have to vote?
Haley and Jake, feel free to stay or go. You're more than welcome to come back next month if you want to hear or whatever happens. But thank you so much for your interest. It's amazing to have this many applicants. Ask Trent back there. It's been times where it's just been crickets, so I appreciate it.
The last time we had an opening, we had one per opening.
Yeah. All right, number 11, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve naming sponsorship application and commitment to capital donation with Bill and Virginia Sasser for naming rights to the community room at the renovated library building to be designated as the Bill and Virginia Sasser Community Room in consideration of a total sponsorship payment of $40,000. So I would assume everything got written right.
This is the item that I requested we pass over last month because of the tax exempt status of the bonds that are funding the hospital. You are not allowed to receive payments in exchange for naming rights without triggering what are called the private business activity tests. And the way that the agreement was structured conveyed a legal requirement to the Sassers to have their name on that agreement. What we have done is we've revised the agreement to where it is a contribution from the Sassers with no expectation or no legal right conveyed with it. And in exchange for that, we are graciously naming the room after them as a thank you for their contribution. So the agreement you have in hand satisfies the tax rules and we're good to go.
Commissioners,
I'll make a motion to approve agenda number 11 as read by the mayor.
Second.
Mayor?
yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes.
Number 12, consideration, discussion, and possible action to allow application by the Perkins Fire Department for the Community Fire Assistance 80/20 grant for the fire department in the amount of $34,000 for Station 1 office remodel and concrete apron replacement with 20% local matching of $6,800 to come from the Public Safety Sales Tax Funds. Mr. Barda.
That's the station across the street. Basically to make 3 offices out of 2. That station was built in 1984, it's just to upgrade the offices a little bit. And the apron out front is starting to crack and show wear.
It's preventative.
Well, we did some repair on it some years ago and it's starting to wear away.
Okay.
The crack fill and such.
Sounds good to me.
It's a grant we apply for most years, it's not every year. We got a decent chance, but we'll see.
Thank you for what you do.
Tell the guys they don't work.
No, they do, but we still appreciate it. Commissioners, anything? And thank you for waiting tonight.
No, it's fine.
Commissioners, any
I don't
questions?
bob all the time.
What?
So true.
You made it funny.
Oh, sorry.
It wasn't really funny.
If it's from you, it's really dry, but still funny.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 12 as read by the mayor.
Second.
Oh, you guys are getting away with it.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes.
Thank you, Joe.
You bet.
Appreciate it. Tell your lovely wife I said hello.
You guys ever want to tour the station? We're over there all the time.
I'd love one.
Yeah, I'd love one.
Yeah.
Just come on.
We're going partners.
Okay.
We'll just attack the building.
I'll take Dave. All right, number 13, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve Cowan Engineering invoice of 10754 in the amount of $2,250 funded by OWRB ARPA funds awarded to the joint IoT and City of Perkins Water Tower project to acknowledge utilizing IoT funds in the amount of $1,125 and to approve disbursement request number 7 for ARPA funds awarded to the City of Perkins in the amount of $1,125.
This is for construction administration. I recommend approval.
I don't have anything.
Make a motion to approve item agenda number 13 as read by the mayor.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Number 13. Oh, wait, I just read that one. Number 14, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve disbursement request number 7 for Cowan Engineering invoice 10714 in the amount of $885 funded by the Oklahoma Water Resource Board American Rescue Plan Act funds awarded to the City of Perkins for the joint Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma and the City of Perkins Sewer Lift Station project.
This is construction administration on the lift station. So this should be for the next item. I'll talk about the next item.
Make a motion to approve item agenda number 14 as read by the mayor.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Earl?
Yes. Number 15, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve or construction contractor pay application number 7 in the amount of $32,775 funded by OWRB ARPA funds awarded for the joint IoT and City of Perkins Lift Station project, and to approve disbursement request number 8 in the amount of $32,775 utilizing ARPA funds awarded to the City of Perkins.
This is to basically finish the project, but there may be another pay application for retainage once everything is approved. The engineers have done their final walkthrough, but we're waiting on to make sure the sod takes and things like that.
Is that the retainage?
Yes. I would recommend approval.
I make a motion to approve item number 15 as read by the mayor.
I second it.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Earl?
Yes. So if I make a motion, I can't say as read by the mayor?
That's correct.
Yeah.
He was pretty quick on that one, wasn't he? Number
Number
6,
16 we can pass on, we're not ready. We're waiting on DEQ and they haven't responded yet.
they did not respond to your, the part that you were talking about where
The public notice,
public
correct.
notice. 'Cause I totally agree with you on that.
And we're represented by council who has also reached out and we're waiting on them. They're very busy.
2 years busy. Okay, so we'll make a pass on 16. We've already done 17. Consideration, discussion, and possible action to select and submit 2 nominees from the list of nominees on the 2025 Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group official ballot for Board of Trustees election.
This is the same thing happens every year. So we have our list of people here, and you may decide that you would like to submit your vote for 2 of them.
The only name I would even be close to recognizing would be,
I think 3 of them included letters. 3 incumbents, I didn't see any letters from anybody else. Brady Moore's obviously a city manager in Stillwater.
he is?
Yes.
And I know Justin Battles is very helpful in the Oklahoma Municipal Management Services Group.
And Pam Polk is a good.
Yes, I've met Pam Pope, I believe. From Durant?
Yep. Well, Durant.
Durant. Durant. I have family in Durant. So would you recommend Mr. Battles and maybe Mr. Moore?
I would.
I don't know Mr. Moore, but I would recommend Mr. Battles.
So,
I would recommend Pam Paul.
I would recommend Pam as well. And it says to make 3?
Two, I believe.
Two.
Yeah, just 2. Oh, it says maybe for 3. Oh, there's a typo on the agenda. I apologize. It's 3.
Okay, well, we'll go by this. Make a motion that we nominate Mr. Justin Battles, Assistant City Manager of Mustang, Ms. Pam Polk, City Manager of Durant, Mr. Brady Moore, City Manager of Stillwater, to the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group. Does that sound right, David?
Yes, ma'am.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes. That probably won't be ready to sign tonight, will it?
No.
This, the form?
I can come in.
Oh, no, you can sign it and I can throw it out. Okay, yeah, no problem.
Okay.
He didn't hear that.
The regular meeting for the city of Perkins, April 14th, 2026, adjourned. Sorry, Sarah.
Full out
got
right
you.
now?
She got you.
Crazy.
Do we have a quorum for?
We still have one for 5 of us.
That's right, there's only two.
You guys? Because we want to spend.
I have two different textures of paper.
Hey, Amanda, let's go to PIDA next. What are you here for?
He's here for Public Works. If we could
Let's
take
do
that one
Public
up,
Works.
and then we'll let Charles go home.
Sorry,
Sounds good.
I was just clarifying what we were doing.
Struggling.
You never know.
I know. Perkins Public Works Authority, regular meeting Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. Call to order, roll call, establish a quorum, please, and thank you, Amanda.
Okay. Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes. Consideration and action on consent agenda.
Right here. What horses were two.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes.
Number 4, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding update on financial assistance through the Drinking Water State Revolving Fund, loan program, other financial assistance or loan programs.
Hello, my name is Charles DeCoon. I'm with the Baker Group, formerly with the Water Resources Board. And I wanted to go ahead and give you a status update on where we are because we were working on 3 potential projects, loans for those 3 projects, and then sewer lines started falling apart. So now we potentially have a 4th. So I figured I'd just come in and just explain to you where we are and everything. So first, the one that's actually moving, the regular water lines, that one, it's an FAP. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that type of loan, but it's a loan where you can't just apply, one city can't just apply for one loan. You have to have a lot of cities applying. That's how you save money. And to be able to make it, we would want to be on the schedule to be approved by the board of the water board in June, and we can definitely get to that. But I wanted to mention the dollar amount. Right now the application is for $950,000 for lines. However, we could, if you wanted to, we could add an extra $150,000 for reimbursement for the cost of one of the 2 sewer line collapses we had. So there was one for a little bit more than $150,000, one for a little bit less. There's a law in Oklahoma that if an emergency is more than $150,000, you need to file a bunch of stuff and vote on this and that. So the one that's more than 150, we can't seek reimbursement through the water board. But when I say reimbursement, it would be a loan, right? You'd be borrowing to get that money. But the second one, we're looking at 140,000, right?
Yes.
So it's not gonna hit 150. So one decision you might wanna discuss is, do we or do we not want to include a $150,000 reimbursement for those fees in order to replenish your reserve? Because you had to, you spent $300,000 that you didn't expect. So I haven't looked at your financials, but I'm sure, it's $300,000 lower than it was. So this would be an opportunity, should you see the need to have higher reserves, this would be an opportunity to replenish them. So again, right now, the application says 950,000. We could make it 1,107,000 and some change to add that to that. You have an existing loan with the water board. The payment is $334,000 a year until 2030. This loan would be wrapped around that loan, so we don't want the full payment to hit you right away because that would really hurt your cash flow. So what we would do is the first 5 years, you'd repay mostly interest, a little bit of principal, but mostly interest. And starting in 2031, once this existing OWRB loan falls off, then your payment will go back to a higher amount. And I have some figures I can share with you if you want. But first, do you have any questions about that loan? Let me mention where we are on the other loans, and then we can circle back on this one. So the other loans were the automated meters and the lead service lines, and possibly the sewer lines. But so where we are on the automated meters and the lead service lines, there's been quite a few delays at the water board. And one of the steps they need to take is to review environmental, to make sure there's no environmental concerns. And I received updates from them, and they really took their sweet time. I mean, I don't want to point fingers. It was a two-person position, and one person left. So they've been down to one person, and they started the process a bit later than I had hoped. So we do not know whether environmental will be done on time for you to be able to have the application go to the water board in June. For the lead service line and the automated meters, if you are approved by the water board in June, that will maximize the amount of loan forgiveness you receive. If it's July or later, you'll have less loan forgiveness. For example, automated meters, we're looking at $1.5 million, at which probably $800,000, at least $800,000 would be forgiven if this environment gets approved. I'm doing everything I can to push DEQ, but there's only so much I can do. I don't want to push them to the point where they're upset. On the lead service line, if they're approved by June, we're looking at 100% loan forgiveness. If they're approved after June, we're looking at, we don't know what we're looking at because they haven't announced yet how much it would be, but they said it would not be 100%. So it puts us in a strange position because we don't know, right? We on the $1.5 million automated meters, will we be able to hit it by June, yes or no? If so, it's actually going to be a $700,000 loan instead of 1.5. If we have to wait an extra month, it's going to be a lower percentage. That's forgiven. They have not announced yet how much it would be. So again, just a lot of question marks. One thing before I forget, Bob and his staff have been working on getting ready for what's called capacity development. It's a new requirement by DEQ to, they'll come to make sure you're running your shop properly, you have all the policies and all the plans that you need, you're tracking your assets, etc. Sometimes it goes very, very smoothly, sometimes it doesn't. I know that you guys run a strong shop here, so hopefully it'll go relatively quickly. What I would say is the the documents you received from them saying, hey, here's your checklist before I come in. Make sure you get as much of it as you can by Friday. After you meet, give me a call if there's anything I can do to help. I'd be more than happy to help. I've helped a lot of entities with that. But that also would need to be approved in order for you to be able to go to the June board for both the lead service line and the meters. I think the holdup is going to be the environmental, which DEQ is working hard on, but at the same time, we're going to want to make sure we get the capacity development done as quickly as we can. And if you have issues, don't hesitate to call me, because I have some towns who just hesitate. Next thing you know, 3 weeks go by, nothing happens. But anyway, here's the situation. We could potentially have up to 4 loans. Let me talk about sewer lines for a second. The estimate to fix them all is $4 million. There's a loan forgiveness out there that would forgive 25% if you're one of the first ones to get approved, right? So we're looking at a $3 million loan for $4 million worth of projects. The deal is, if you're having another 3 projects, that would be 4 projects right now, which would increase your debt service by quite a bit. Again, we would reduce that repayment on all of those for the first 4 years while the existing OWRB loan exists, and then we'll increase it later. Yes, on DEQ, we're actually waiting on another review that's also taking place right now. I think on the meters, they will be done with that review, reviewing the specs of the project. They should be done relatively quickly. On the lead service line, they might not. So what this means is that I hope that everything moves very fast and that you get 100% of the lead service lines paid for, and $800,000 of the $1.5 million of meters paid for. We are at the mercy of DEQ. They've had some delays, so right now we don't know what's going on. If those things don't get approved within a couple of weeks, we're going to be in a very tough position because there's a really good chance that we're not going to be able to have that free money. There will be some free money next year, we just don't know how much. So I'm in contact with Bob. He and I talk twice a week. So I hate to say those 2 projects, big question mark. I think the meters, we have a good chance. I think the lead service lines, I doubt that DEQ will be ready on time. It's sad to know that the delays really are on DEQ's side, but it is what it is. And the reason there's less loan forgiveness next year is because they decided to change the rules. So, but this all brings us back to the FAP loan, which is the regular lines and potentially $150,000 for the reimbursement of the sewer repairs. The question is, do we want to include it or do we not? I ran some numbers, and on the sewer repairs, the first 4 years, if we include it, that increases our annual expenses by $6,400, so a little bit more than $500 a month. And then from years 2030 on, which is after the existing loan has been repaid, that would increase the FAP by $18,000. So we're talking the FAP repayment after 2030 would be $113,000 if you don't include the sewer repairs, and $131,000 if you do include that. That assumes a 15-year loan. We can go with longer loans. Longer loans, they will be, the repayment will be less after 2030, but will actually be a little bit more between 2026 and 2030, because early on, it's mostly interest, and interest is higher for longer loans.
We Will we be, like, getting to the end of the life of that wastewater treatment plant by that time?
What's that?
I don't know that we'll be getting to the end of the life, but there's a distinct chance there'll be improvements or expansion or
Yeah.
things like that that need to happen.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No,
I
you're
was
good.
trying to put it all together.
So again, we can go anywhere between 15 to 20 years or even 10 to 20 years. I had run numbers here for 15, 17 and a half, and 20. Really, wherever the comfort is, we can go with that. And we could make a decision for this FAP loan on, how long do we make it and do we include the 150? And then on the other two, we could wait and see how much will be forgiven. The FAP loan is the one on which the interest rate is the highest of the three, so the shorter the better. And on all loans, on the automated meters, on the lead service line, if that ends up being less than 100% forgiven, we can do the same thing. We can wrap around existing loans. We could, design loans so that you don't have a huge repayment the first few years. Again, the first 5 years, mostly interest until your big WRB loan falls off in 2030.
I don't think a decision is necessary tonight.
Well, I mean, the thing is, all three applications are in. I have the application for $950,000 for the FAP. I can very easily make it 1.107 million. Frankly, you might not need to vote on a resolution because a few months ago when I was here, what you voted on was up to, I think, was it 4.5 million total?
Approximately.
Yeah, it was up to $4.5 million total, and it didn't mention the specifics, which makes it a lot more flexible for you. So, I mean, I can include it. I could not include it. I know that you mentioned to me that you wouldn't mind your reserves going back up.
I think it's probably a good idea to include the reimbursement just because something else may happen.
I mean, the safety, if we were to look at a 15-year loan, we're looking at a little bit over $500 a month until 2030 for the safety of having $150,000 in there. I think that might be worth it. And after 2031, it's going to be more. But by then, you'll have a loan of $334,000 a year that's falling off. So you'll actually be in much better position.
Remember, the authorization from a few months ago was for applications up to $4-ish million. Any final loan with terms would come back for final approval, so Charles can submit whatever he wants to up to that number with the knowledge that you all will be given the opportunity to weigh in before final commitments made.
So you're not making a final commitment?
Commissioners, any questions?
Questions, comment? I just said that's a lot of money.
One thing I can do, I can include, I'd rather include it and then drop it off later than do the opposite. That way, I'll have the OWRB review the documentation to make sure they have everything. So we can yank it out later if we need to.
Say go for it. Say go for it.
Okay, we'll do that. So, and again, the $4 million of for sewer lines, again, no decision needed now. $4 million is a lot, even if the net is only $3 million because of loan forgiveness. The one thing to keep in mind is that loan forgiveness is going away. All this money here was from the bipartisan infrastructure law, which was passed 5 years ago or so. If that's something that you definitely want to do, I would see if you can somehow do it now that there's going to be loan forgiveness, because after next year, that loan forgiveness is going away.
So, and you know, we can wrap around existing loans, and that's one where the loan forgiveness is on a first come, first served basis. And July is when people are gonna first line up for applications. So if that is something you would want to move forward, you probably won't want to vote on that relatively soon. I'm not saying it needs to be done today, but I would say next board meeting.
Some numbers in written.
We have numbers and they're not sustainable.
Yeah, well,
We cannot service the debt based on our revenues
yeah,
with things like they are. So we're gonna have.
which is, yeah.
We're gonna have a discussion or a work session or something at some point about, well, maybe the next meeting, maybe we'll do a special meeting, I don't know, but about ways to fund things.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be done, because the $4 million that he's talking about, and I think this is important, does not replace all of the concrete sewer lines. All. Does not do that. It would replace the ones that have been identified as getting infiltration, or there's some porosity to the pipe. So this is something we need to kind of wrap our head around, and I understand the urgency of the matter. And, you know, I'd like to buy a lot of things, but if you can't make the payment, you just can't buy it. And so we have to figure out what the appetite is to generate more revenue, to make these obligations.
And yeah, and it's really generating more revenue at least until 2030, because that's when this big OWRB loan falls off. You know, I wish we could not pay anything for 4 years, but that's just, you can't do that. You have to pay at least interest.
I am a little bit leery about, I understand we have a loan that falls off in 2030 or 2031, but I also believe there's going to be more things that need to be done that require leveraged funds. So I guess the crystal ball we need to get out is to figure all that out and then make the best decision we can. And I'm putting information together, and Rachel and I have been visiting about this, to try to find something sustainable, or a way to make it sustainable. We have a couple, I think they're ideas at this point, but you know, they may require a vote of the people or an absolute vote of the commission. And nothing's getting cheaper.
No, you're right, and all this needs to be done, whether we do it now or in 10
The
years.
best time to do this loan would have been 10 years ago.
Yeah. Next time, in theory, would be now if you had the money. Now, keep in mind, you know, water rates and sewer rates don't take a vote of the people, and there have been some authorities who, you know, along with increasing rates, they would add a line item for collapsed lines or whatever, so people can. The bottom line is the same, right? The amount of money comes in, but people can actually view, oh, this is to improve the lines. But yeah, on the sewer, yeah.
And that's one of the ideas, and Rachel's worked out those numbers. I don't remember them off the top of my head, $14 or $15 a month surcharge on everybody's bill to service debt on the sewer lines, something in that neighborhood.
Yeah, at the 15-year one, it's like $26 a bill. Plus, you know.
And the other idea that we've kicked to,
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, you know, the ones that are a little more palatable on some of the years are like, you know, $10, $13, which is still a lot of money for.
and we're looking at variable numbers. We're trying to conceptualize something with a lot of variables based on variables. So it's a little bit difficult because there's best case, worst case, probable case, and we don't know that stuff. So we're a little bit swinging in the dark. The other option is to try to do another sales tax for, water and sewer
Yeah.
improvements, or we could word it in such a manner that we could service debt. But it's, there has to be income to take care of these issues. Now, we also don't know, we're seeing business growth and residential growth, which is gonna help us, but we have to be very careful based on the Balanced Budget Act. Because I can balance any budget. I'll just say, well, we're gonna get $50 million next year, and we're gonna spend $50 million, and that satisfies the Balanced Budget Act. It's not realistic, so we tend to be very conservative in our estimates, thankfully. And I think we've met them every year, but this is a big puzzle, and there's a lot of moving parts. And it also, in the current climate, some things might be more difficult or less palatable to people. I don't know if a sales tax is more palatable than a fee on the bills, or, let people from out of town pay some of it. And even if you stopped growth, no more growth, we're not gonna grow, that's not gonna help us, because the sewage is still running through the sewer lines. And we have, so.
I agree with you. There's a big question mark. In a couple of weeks, I'll be meeting with DEQ. They're going to be talking about what the loan forgiveness will be next year. So if we miss the boat on the lead service lines and on the meters, that way we know how much loan forgiveness can we get on those. But that's just a meeting with them. They're not going to finalize a decision. They've told me they're going to finalize a decision in June. The problem is they don't understand. The longer they wait, the more we are in limbo. What I will say is if there is a chance that you guys will decide to try to go after that sewer lines with a 25% loan forgiveness, that decision will have to be made before we find out what loan forgiveness will be next year for the meters and the lead service line, just because.
We're getting hot.
So we could always move forward just in case. I'm happy to submit the application just in case. The problem is you're going to have upfront costs. You're going to have Michael Taylor coming in and doing a full analysis, and that's going to cost you upfront. That's really what's at risk, right? On my end, applying, I can do this. I only get paid if the loan gets closed, but you are going to have some engineering costs up front if you decide to move forward.
Well, we've already paid some of those.
For the sewer lines?
Yeah.
Okay. Enough so that the project could be permitted at DEQ, do you know?
No.
Okay, because I was going to say, they need a permit on hand to be able to move forward. So if you've already paid for that, by all means, I'll just apply. But if you don't have a permit on hand, your decisions are going to be, do I pay Michael enough for him to get the document that will generate a permit, or do I not? The problem is if you decide at the 11th hour to do it, that might be too late.
Welcome
Yes.
to Rachel and I's world.
Yes, well, and I continue to talk to Bob and Rachel. I will continue to do so, and anytime I hear something from DEQ, I'll let you know. We do the same on this capacity development. Don't hesitate to call even while they're there. The more you assertively answer, saying yes, we're good, the easier it's going to be. And one thing I would say, don't make the mistake that one of my customers once did and say, we're in the red, we're not going to last 3 years. Because if you tell them that, things aren't going to go well. They're going to ask if you meet your debt coverage ratios on your loan. Right now, you meet it with flying colors. I've also had people who thought they didn't, but they do. One reason why you guys look so good financially is because you're pledging some of your sales taxes. You're not using them to the project, but you're pledging them, so it makes you look very good financially, so.
Commissioners, any questions? We're gonna table this till,
There's no action.
Yeah, I'm including it, I just want to let you know.
Okay.
I'm including the 150,000 for the repairs.
all right. Thank you so much for
Okay.
coming over.
Sure, thank you. David, did you need anything else from me?
I do not. You're good, Charles. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for being
Good
here.
luck. I'll continue to knock on wood on these meters. It has gone way too slow, but that's not on us, so.
Number 5, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding the Perkins Public Works Authority operating budget for fiscal year 2026-2027.
I'll just go back and touch on the public works items. So we did include in this year's budget an increase in water and sewer rates of 10%. This does generate excess revenue in the amount of $81,555. 7 wasn't enough, 10 was a little bit too much, but with all of the catastrophes, sewer catastrophes, I just thought, well, you know, if we had a little extra, that's fine. We have a lot of things that we can do with that. We've got things at the plant that I know are coming up in terms of in the capital improvement budget that would exceed what capital improvement sales tax we're gonna get. So the money is needed, even though it's not plugged into a slot right now. It's needed for improvements and repairs.
So what you're saying is you squeezed about as much blood out of this turnip as you could get?
Yeah. And you know, and I know we've got our next agenda item to talk about the utility rates increase, where you can look at that. But I mean, I don't say this lightly. I live in town. I don't want to pay any more either. But the last, you know, I feel like the last 2 big increases have brought us to where we're in sort of a comparable place. So even another 10% does not make us crazy the most expensive. We're getting up there. I think it's 4th. I'd have to look at the packet to tell you for sure. But we have to play catch up. We have to play catch up. We have to play catch up. We weren't where we needed to be. And you know, we try to be very, very careful with how we spend things and get quotes and, you know, do all the right things, because we don't want to waste people's money. Like Bob said, everything is just going up and going up and going up. It is truly depressing. So that's the sadness there. And then none of the debt service that Charles was talking about is actually in the budget. So that would be another thing that we could do with some of those funds, is if we do get some of these loans, then that can help offset the additional cost. That's really about all that's public works centric.
Commissioners, any questions? Thank you, Rachel.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Number 6, consideration, discussion, and possible action to modify utility rates.
Rachel's been doing such a good job. She's taking the breath right out of that room.
This is, I know, I feel like Debbie Downer. Wah, wah. This agenda item would just be for discussion. If in fact you do approve that you would like to increase, that you do think that it is necessary to increase sewer rate, or water and sewer rates, then next month we'll bring back the resolution. So this is just the conversation part. I did put together a packet for you with some information about utility rates. And I'm just gonna hit 3 or 4 of the high notes for the people watching at home. Our rate history since 2021 to 2025 has increased by 29%. But as I mentioned, that really still just puts us in a little bit higher than average. Though we're not the most expensive by any means at all. We weren't outpacing inflation, we're catching up to historically low rates, and we do need to keep up with regulatory costs, infrastructure needs, and system sustainability. That's where, you know, we're always fighting fires. We are constantly fighting fires because we want to get ahead of it. And this increase isn't gonna allow us to get ahead of it, but it'll help us keep our heads above water in terms of the repairs that are needed and maintenance that's needed.
Depending on how much things continue to increase.
Yeah, and if our sewer lines hold together.
I just-
Yeah. I thought somebody said something.
I just don't. It's hard to do the increases because, you know, past 2 years, it's 17%. You just said it's been 29 since
29% since 2020.
2021. I think the last 5 years, 4 of those we've increased, if I remember correctly. We've increased the
Maybe
utilities.
1, 2.
Yeah, it was 7%, then it was 10%.
I have it right here. I could tell you for sure. Just 1 sec. I just have to get to the right page.
It's here.
The city asked us to do 5, and we all discussed it, and we did 7.
It's at the very next page.
How many, do we have the numbers of how many of our citizens can't afford their water bill or their city bill?
I don't
Like
know.
how many unpaid, or are you
Yeah,
asking?
how many unpaid, how many
Paid or paid.
shut-offs,
Extension.
huh?
Extension request.
Extension requests?
I do not have these numbers with me, no.
I have I can be sarcastic and whatever, but this, you know, I try to make every decision in here, I try to make it not emotional at all. That's why I spend so much time reading everything and asking questions to make sure I'm making the best decision possible with the information that I have. But I see a lot. And this is where the kind of job that I have, I know more than I want to know. And it's already difficult on people. And I know you live in the city too, but I'm just a teacher and a barber, and it's not gonna be easy for us. That's,
I mean, I'm gonna struggle even more. Single mom, I mean, reality. I'm not gonna lie, I filled out an extension a couple times, I'm not gonna lie. It's, with the new houses that are coming in, is it going to help at all with the percentage?
Say, I don't understand what you're asking.
The tax increase that we did on the utilities, is the new housing coming in, them paying their utility bills, is that going to help at all, going towards finances? Or,
increase
Not very much. It's gonna help some. But with the cost of fuel going up, with the cost of chemicals going up, the cost of parts to operate the system, electricity, we're gonna have more income if there's 156 new meters or whatever, but we're also gonna have more expense. I think, you know, we're gonna cover that expense, but we're not investing, or we don't have the money to fix problems
So,
prior to them being a catastrophic problem. And then when you know, spend 200,000 every time something breaks, the worst way to take care of a problem is wait till it's catastrophic.
There's no room for preventative maintenance right now.
Right.
Essentially.
Well, yeah, I mean, $1 million doesn't do very much.
well, what, I mean, $81,555, that's not gonna do very much either. Except put more on our citizens financially.
I don't know if that's the number that.
That's the same number as the surplus.
That's the surplus
For-
number.
The
Is that
10%.
10% also number?
With a 10% increase, we have 81,555 or 50, whatever it was.
What do we have without a 10% increase?
What's that? Page for that.
Did I read that right, Rachel?
So if we do an 8% increase.
What if we do a 0% increase?
We are short $162,494
In across the board?
in public works.
And what are we short in general government?
I don't have it calculated like that.
Okay.
Well, it is a discussion tonight, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so for the sake of the discussion, I did some research that might help the commissioners, it might not. But I was curious as to why some of the larger cities were cheaper to live in. So Google and I went down a few rabbit holes. But based off of population, the larger the population, the easier it is, of course, the easier it is for them to charge less just based upon the numbers. For example, the population of Stillwater is approximately 50,000, and on our list right here, they are one of the cheapest right now. But according to Google and one of my rat holes, Stillwater is considering increasing their rates by 15% through 2028. Now, that was on Google, so I don't know that for sure.
It's also important to note that Stillwater sells electricity.
And yes, and it's also important to note they sell water too, when the rural water district runs out. So they're able to do that. Like, for example, well, Edmond's not on this list, but Edmond has a electricity right in their city limits. So they have a lot bigger budget revenue than cities like ours. But as I looked at the trend was for the larger the city, it was, except for a few, like Newcastle was a little off. And like living in Arcadia, wow.
Yeah.
Population of 280, and they're one of the most expensive to live in. But like if you live in Tulsa or Oklahoma City, you lay one water line, and that one water line reaches X amount of houses. You lay a water line in a small community, and you gotta lay a lot of water line to get to one house or two houses. But that was just my way of playing devil's advocate of what I didn't want to do. Don't laugh at me, Amanda. The other thing that didn't show that I kind of had a question about, but that would take a lot more research that I didn't have time to do. But this chart right here really doesn't. You did a great job putting it together. Okay, it's very informative, but it doesn't really show if the other municipalities are increasing their rates for this new fiscal year, because that's going to change maybe where everybody is on the chart. So that was just me trying to wrap my brain around stuff. Commissioners, any comments?
Based off page 10, we can't make budget without the increase though, correct?
As presented.
As presented.
We would just cut 162 or whatever that number was she said. We would cut that out of the existing budget somewhere, somehow. That's my job, and then bring it to you for approval.
Can we still talk about that fee thing Charles brought up under this item?
It's related to how are you going to,
Good, because I'm always leery about bringing something up. So, could you, Bob, explain that fee thing that
Well,
Charles?
it's legal to put a fee on your utility, to assess a fee for a specific use. I think I said that correctly.
you did?
So you could ostensibly do
The capital facilities, or capital improvements facilities maintenance and operations fee.
so you could, and Rachel did a bunch of work going through the best case scenario and worst case scenario and 15 20, whatever year, to service the debt for was it all of the 4 lines or the sewer lines?
He had all of them on this page.
So to service the debt, if we were able to do all 4 loans all 4 projects that he talked about, being the water line from the tower, the new tower to the old tower, basically, water meters, lead service lines, which it's also important to note, the lead service lines is not replacing lead lines in our water system. This is replacing homeowner lines as mandated by EPA and DEQ that they haven't figured out how to fund yet. And then I don't remember what I said, sewer.
So they've set a mandate and they don't know how to fund it.
Yeah,
I mean, water lines.
Water meters.
Lines, water meters.
sewer lines and lead service lines.
Yeah.
So in order to service the debt on those 4 projects, we would need it would come down to like average, say $10 a bill maybe, I don't know.
Probably
between worst case.
Yeah.
Depends on how much principal forgiveness you get and all. There's so many variables.
This is what my paper looks like.
This
How
is-
many variables there are.
This is a broad target. I mean,
So somebody said the word palatable a while ago, I don't remember who it was.
it was me.
So, you're talking about going to the people for a vote, for a possible increase there. Of the 3 of those, I guess it's our job to figure out which is more palatable for our citizens.
Yeah, and what we think we can do. I mean, if we did it on a water bill, it's gonna be 1,700 accounts or 1,800 accounts or 1,900 accounts, whatever it is with the growth coming in that are paying that fee. But the argument would be, yeah, those are the people using it. Well, people from out of town use it too.
People from out of town stop and use it too.
And the other
I mean,
way.
all the schools, kids come in from outside city limits and.
So the sales tax might be, more palatable, or
The least of all.
I think in a normal, I think politics is hard to figure out. So I don't know what the voters would do on a sales tax. I do know it would be voters that live inside Perkins city limits making the decision. And I think it's always good to include the voters, as we can by law. So, as we're talking, I think my preferred method to fund continued improvements would be to do another, like 1 cent sales tax. That's what I would personally probably feel more comfortable trying to sell or convince people or show them the numbers.
Well, even if it's just that the citizens of Perkins are making the vote, but other people passing through, and we're getting a lot.
Right, yeah.
Getting a lot passing
It
through.
does foot in that bill.
Yeah.
And are we gonna get more sales tax when these other businesses open? Absolutely. But Perkins has been a bedroom community, and we're starting to maybe come out of that a little bit. And all of these problems we have are problems, and they're scary, and they create anxiety, but they're good problems. Because there's a lot of places that are going the opposite direction, and they still have. Every community in the state and in this country has bad sewer lines somewhere, unless they were just formed 10 years ago. Just because it wasn't feasible then, in 1930 or 20 when they put in these sewer lines to do more than they did. It was cheaper to us then, but not to them. So everything's relative.
So,
But here's the caveat. We're gonna approve a budget hopefully in May. The latest by law would be June, we want to do it in May. But we wouldn't have a sales tax election until August, I think.
The earliest you could have it at this point in the calendar would be August, and OTC does not start sales taxes in the middle of a quarter. It requires 60 days notice prior to turning one on. So if you voted in August, you are going to miss the October start date of the final quarter, so your tax would come online January 1.
But, which would have a lot to do with debt service when we start collecting that money, when we would just have to make adjustments to the budget
So
for half the budget or half the year's budget or whatever.
number 6 would be a no action tonight.
Correct.
One thing I just want to remind everybody is that there's no debt service in this budget right now. Just for the new loans that we're talking about, that number's not included in
Yeah,
this budget.
there is debt service, but it's for loans we
It's for what
have.
we already have, but there's not for any of the new stuff. And so,
So that's what that 81,000, when Rachel and I talked, that portion of that could be used towards it.
I either need to let him read and take over or pause it. I don't care what y'all do.
I don't know that we have a vice mayor right now, do
should we just?
we? Can you take a recess?
Can we
Yes, let's take, I make a motion to take a recess.
Do we have to? make
Second.
it?
All right.
Still on.
I didn't.
Still on. All the
Should I
votes.
pause? Yep.
Don't say anything.
Who seconded?
I did.
For the statue. Don't. Still awake. He's playing on his phone.
I did, I lied to all of you. Didn't do a dang thing. Well, you'll get some rain out of you. It's true. Other than that, whole lot of nothing. Lied to you, lied to the high school superintendent, lied to
What up? David said don't break any laws until he gets back.
Are you here for something weather related we need to hear, or are you just visiting?
this week, because I've closed the EOC.
You like to?
Oh, you did close it? Oh, nice.
What?
He turned off the weather.
I
Good.
was done with it, so I turned it off.
That's good. I like that, Eric.
You too.
You're in the corner for a reason.
Yeah, because they're both sarcastic.
Said the queen of sarcasm.
Oh, gosh.
This chair's about to drive me nuts.
Is it going around us? Wasn't there stormy weather last time we had a meeting?
Yep.
We're gonna get some good rain, but. Should be nothing severe.
Yeah, I wasn't here, oh, that's good.
Wait a minute, I think I remember it, and I shouldn't. I went to see the Music Man.
So quiet in here. Good.
I should have told you to break the laws while I was out of the room.
Plausible deniability.
That's the time to do it for me, so.
Don't mess that one up.
They did what?
Make a motion, we reconvene in the Perkins Public Works Authority.
Mayor, may I ask a question?
Yes.
Because if we are gonna need to redo something for the budget for May, we need a tiny bit of directive, or do we wanna have a special meeting where we can talk about it?
I'm okay with a special meeting.
Yeah.
Commissioners? I think it's that important. Myself?
Pardon?
I think it's pretty important. I think it's important enough to have a special meeting. And I guess that falls underneath my.
Yes. Thank you.
28th,
Of this month.
Tuesday?
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Actually, I don't have, it's free. It's the only month on here, day on here that's free.
Wait, what time?
6?
You could do later than that if you wanted, or earlier. Or would you rather us send, it might be easier if we just hammered that here, but we can send emails. I mean,
I think I can be back by 6 or leave a little early. I'll be in Tulsa at a NAV training.
we could do 6:30, we could do 7. I mean, whatever you guys want to do. Doesn't have to be at 6.
It doesn't have to be on the 29th.
No, it doesn't have to be on the 29th, I'm
Wanna
just,
do the 30th?
30th is a Thursday,
I'm out on Thursdays.
I don't think the problem is solved.
Friday is the
Softball.
1st.
Friday the 1st, Monday the 25th?
I can do Friday, I can do the 24th, the 8th, 29th, the 1st. I'm flexible, it's whatever the crew wants.
I'm in Minnesota from the 20th to the 24th. I'm in Tulsa the 27th and the 28th. After that, I should be good until July.
So back to the
Do you want to try for the 28th?
Sure.
I can do the 29th.
28th.
Wednesday, but
Can you do the 28th?
I can move things if I need to.
I can do 28th or the 29th.
I can do either.
I can do either.
Why don't we do it the 28th so we're not depressed all weekend?
Yeah, I can do the 28th.
And the 28th is Tuesday.
Is everybody okay with the 29th?
28th is a,
Tuesday,
29th. I was on the wrong month, sorry.
Let's go.
April.
Wednesday the 29th April. Would that be okay with everybody?
I can do either.
Yeah.
6? At 6 is okay?
Yeah.
Mayor, if I could request that we get a motion and a second and a vote for the specific purpose of calling a special meeting to discuss the budget.
We haven't reconvened
Oh, we haven't?
yet. Oh, yeah.
We're in the process.
Oh,
I make a motion that,
First.
you did a motion, I seconded, but we didn't.
yeah, we didn't vote on it.
Okay. Carla,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes.
Veronica.
Yes.
Okay, I make a motion that we have a special, that we call a special meeting for April 29th, 2026 to discuss the utility rates and the fiscal year budget 2026, 2027.
At 6 o'clock, and I second.
Oh, 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Here?
Okay. Mayor,
Yes.
Justin,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Jason,
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica.
Yes.
Did you say here? Or at your house? I was
What?
like, what did you say? We've been here way too long. Number 7, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve Cowan Engineering invoice 10715 in the amount of $2,250 funded by OWRB ARPA funds awarded for the joint IoT and City of Perkins Water Tower Project, to acknowledge utilizing IoT funds in the amount of $1,125, and to approve disbursement request number 7 for ARPA funds awarded to the City of Perkins in the amount of $1,125. Same.
Same, yes.
I'll make a motion to approve item number 7 as read by the mayor.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Veronica? Yes.
Number 8, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve or construction contractor pay application number 7 in the amount of $32,775 funded by the OWRB ARPA funds awarded for the joint IoT and City of Perkins lift station project, and to approve disbursement request number 8 in the amount of $32,775 utilizing ARPA funds awarded to the City of Perkins.
Same as was on the city meeting, same item.
Make a motion to approve item number 8 as read by the mayor.
I second it.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes. Number 9, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve disbursement request number 7 for Cowan Engineering invoice 10714 in the amount of $885 funded by the Oklahoma Water Resources Board American Rescue Plan Act funds awarded to the City of Perkins for the joint Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma and the City of Perkins sewer lift station project.
Ditto.
Make a motion to approve item number 9 as read by the mayor.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes. Number 10, consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve Resolution 7-2026, a resolution amending solid waste collection fees. This is per our contract that we,
Yes, ma'am. 1.4.
right. Seems pretty upfront. Commissioners, anybody?
Motion to approve resolution number 7-2026.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes. Number 11, consideration, discussion, and possible action on Resolution 6-2026, approving the purchase of real property located in Perkins, Oklahoma, from the Perkins Cemetery Association and Oklahoma Not-for-Profit Corporation, authorizing officers to sign documents related thereunto and declaring an emergency. Bob, David?
Now, this is to purchase the 3 acres thereabout. Sorry, I was working on the next meeting.
Birds were flying, weren't they?
This is to purchase about 3 acres from the cemetery, directly across from our existing west shop, using prior year carry forward or savings to make the land purchase in preparation or plans for the eventual location of a new shop in years coming. And with the land being situated where it is, it seemed like a good idea and a good investment as well.
Well, you've been talking about it for years, so I'm glad it
We
finally.
desperately need it, but it's just, it's like, it doesn't matter what you need if you don't have the money. And, but eventually, we'll get to the point where we can afford it, and it needs to be done.
Commissioners, anybody?
Make a motion to approve item agenda number 11 as read by the mayor.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah?
Yes.
Jason?
Yes.
Veronica?
Yes. Number 12, consideration, discussion, and possible action to declare emergency on Resolution 6-2026.
Make a motion to declare emergency on resolution 6-2026.
Cease.
Second.
haven't read any all night, so it took you a little bit.
There you go.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Consideration, discussion, and possible action to approve purchase order number 2603053 in the amount of $85,000 to Perkins Cemetery Association and budget amendment prior year carry forward, utilizing savings to purchase land on Industrial Road.
This is just to do the purchase order so we can pay for it.
Motion to approve agenda number 13 as read by the mayor.
Second.
Mayor?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Sarah? Yes. Jason?
Yes, ma'am.
Veronica?
Yes.
Public Works Authority meeting is adjourned. Perkins Industrial Development Authority, regular meeting, Tuesday, April 14th, 2026. Amanda, darling.
Yes, dear.
Call to order, roll call, and establish a quorum, please. Are we camping out here tonight? I mean, what's the deal?
No.
Somebody bring a movie and snacks?
No.
Snacks would have been good, I'm hungry.
This has been slacking for everybody.
Cummings?
Yes.
Henninger?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Dickerson?
Yes.
Heisler?
Yes.
Baldwin?
Not used to my last name.
I know, right? Number 2, consideration and action on consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve this consent agenda.
Second.
Cummings?
Yes.
Henninger?
Yes.
Cox?
Yes.
Dickerson?
Yes.
Heisler?
Seriously, the last name did throw me.
Yeah, no, me too.
How I have it written.
That is how she has it. You did it last time, too.
I shift to last names on this one.
I'm excited to see this money used for the library. Number 4, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding the Perkins Industrial Development Authority operating budget for fiscal year 2026-2027.
So this one's painless. We're gonna spend the money from the loan to build a library. That's what's happening in that budget in a nutshell.
And I know I've been told this before, but I'm tired. There's 2 purchase orders for each. So one's filtered, one,
Yes. I'm glad you asked that question, and that's why, normally we just do a purchase order list. But I wanted for future people who come into my role when I win the Powerball, hopefully Saturday, to be able to follow
You're not
how
allowed to
convoluted this is. Because the loan comes into PIDA, right, that's the construction money. But PIDA has appointed, for, I don't know what the right word is, the city as its basic general contractor. So the city is able to hire the contractors, pass along its sales tax exemption to the contractors. So the purchase orders are with the city pays the contractors out of the city money. Then PIDA reimburses the city for those expenses. So that's why I wanted you to see both purchase orders, so you could see the city's purchase order. You weren't approving that one, that was just for your information. But then you could see, because a whole bunch of purchase orders that just say City of Perkins look weird, right? So I wanted you to have all the information in your hand. So that's why it's more delineated than normal.
I had to explain it to somebody today, and I did it right, so thank you. Okay. Number 4, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding the Perkins Industrial Development Authority operating budget for fiscal, we already read it, didn't we?
Yeah, that's just unless you want me to do something different.
No action? Jeez. Number 5, somebody else talk. General manager report on library project.
The north wall is complete, the west wall is been taken out and put back. It's not, the outside isn't complete, but it is dried in. They're working on the plumbing. We just approved purchase orders to get going on the rest of the building. I think the general hope and what we're shooting for is substantial completion in 6, 7, 8 months. Brian Huckabee
That quick.
has been knocking it out of the park and working his tail off. and making all of this possible.
For no money.
A long time coming.
For free. Brian is doing all
Free.
that. For free.
That's amazing.
And we have Rudy Mandeville
Yes.
is doing the plumbing at his cost. I don't think he's even charging us for labor as a donation type deal to give back. There's a lot of people doing that type of thing, so.
It is.
Start rolling on.
Really.
So the west wall, is it fixed on the inside? Or
So
they
to the
just-
point it can be, yes,
Okay.
because there'll be framing that ties in
Okay.
when we do the interior framing.
But
The biggest thing was the wall had holes in it and was in
Uh-huh.
horrible condition, so they shored up the roof, took the wall out, framed a new wall, and it's solid.
Will they put decorative brick over that cinder block?
I think it's gonna be metal.
Okay, it'll be, okay.
They're gonna cover it.
It'll go like the brown metal that's on the north side?
I believe so,
Okay.
yes.
All right. Sounds good. Commissioners, anybody? The Perkins Industrial Development Authority regular meeting is adjourned. Sorry. Sorry.
Sarah and Justin, please don't run away because we need you to sign your